Before we take the second question, we have a couple of things to announce. And first, I would like to say, okay.
Good news. Listen carefully. Now, Taiwan people are going to have civil government liaison office in Washington, D.C. very soon, probably within a couple of months. And so far, I understand by last night, we know who is going to Washington, D.C., but I cannot tell you the name of this person, number one. Number two, I even understand what kind of size of this building or this office will be. I was told that the 3 rooms, one room for this representative, and the second room, Congress room, about 10 persons. And another big room, probably can put a 10 desks and can have a 10 employees working there. And in addition to this, 3 units, there are small units or the meeting the visitors. So this is what I have heard. Just good news for everybody. And in the future, we need all of us to support this operation, number one. Number two, we're talking about the so many Congress approach. Now, in my hand, I have that name, address, and not the email address, but the fax number, also called the Committee of Foreign Affairs, 47 Congress people. And we need everybody's help to send a fax, to send a mail to these 47 representatives in the Congress, plus their hometown. Some of them have 6 offices, some of them have only 2 offices. If we work together, send our voice to these people, then we can change the tide. We can reach our goal. So this is very simple, leaking a little bit of the exciting information to all of you. Thank you very much. 讲台语啦，歹势啦吼。这个事实上建议讲，咱加减啦吼，1块2块无要紧，10块5块无要紧吼，来小可做一个吼，第啊给1块钱吼，甲互人起来哩吼。我来讲，因为较歹势啦吼，所以我唯一开始吼。无要紧，你说过吼，有无拢无要紧吼，但是吼总是一个心意吼，多谢。
Local Taiwanese actually have done a lot of things. Some of you probably are aware, but some don't know at all. We have a lawsuit against KMG recently, okay? It's regarding the issue of the stolen property, assets from Taiwan. It's regarding the gold bond. I had a sample here, just in case you have relative, family member seen this before. This is so-called the gold bond, okay? Chinese government from the Qing dynasty, they pass on and they issue the bond all over in the world. And big portion of the bond had a market in the United States. And this bond actually...
A few minutes here.
I just want to remind everyone that you should have received the 2010 U.S. Census form by now. Has everyone received the census form? Yes. Yes. And you remember to check off other Asian and write in Taiwanese, right? Yes. Is there anyone who didn't receive a form? Raise your hand. I can give you one. During the campaign, we were selling T-shirts.
Some betrayed just recently, and we remember Agent Kelly Jack Kelly. And you remind me of Jack. You flew to Taiwan and investigated all this atrocity and unfairness, injustice, except Agent Kelly left CIA and he packed his package and he left. Well, we hope you continue to be our hero to investigate Taiwan. Having said that, I want to mention that because where I work with many people in the judicial system and with the government officials. So I'm pretty well connected with the American mainstream. I know my Congress congressmen, I know my senators. I can talk to them in person, and that's something we really have to continue to do. I just want to mention that I know that there are lobbyists hired by the wealthy Kuomintang people. There are lobbyists who work in Washington, D.C. They lobby for KMT because they can afford to hire them. Now, that I don't know how we can overcome. Maybe there is something you can suggest that our effort will not be undercut by the lobbyists. Because the two stories have to be communicated to our congressmen, our senators. So I just want to mention that.
Question was, how do you overcome the KMT lobbyists? And I'm reminded of something that President Ronald Reagan once said. He said, if you can't make them see the light, make them feel the heat. I think we just have to contact each of our congressmen and senators and let them know that you're going to hold them accountable and you want something and you aren't going to just take no for an answer, and we all have to do that. And a word about the movie For Most Have Betrayed. I don't think that Agent Kelly was the hero of the movie. For me, Ming was the hero of the movie.
Any question? Maybe follow up on basically what you answered and regarding the question that this lady asked. I think maybe one way to reach out to the just general American public and also raise this awareness is to are passionate about justice type of issues, because I think most Americans, like you said, like don't have this confusion about terminology about Taiwan, and Republic of China even as a country is just usually not even heard of, right, by most people. And so just maybe working with student organizations and other maybe also older generation organizations so that they will be really get active and put arts on the map in terms of American mainstream, and also like talk to our American friends, because I think a lot of certain American friends that they're more into politics and these type of issues, they'll probably help us push this type of issue.
Very good suggestion. I think the human rights groups that deal with other issues should look at Taiwan's situation, and we all need to be activists. Yeah.
Oh, and the other question is about what you mentioned about the bond, about the lawsuit. Is that who's the litigant, and is it a lawsuit that's held in the U.S. court?
Okay, if you have time while you go home, you can check our website, Taiwan Civil Rights Litigation.com. Taiwan Civil Rights Litigation.com. So there's the very details why we're suing for. And Taiwan Civil Rights Litigation, actually, it's an organization we registered to IRS. We never know that there's a law that you can form an organization just to defend a group of people, their human rights, if they've been, violated. So that is the voice for Taiwanese community. In the future, I hope we can work together. Right now, we really need the younger generation. Before we come here, we discussed with Michael, we really need the young professional to join us. This is a tough job to fight against the KMT. The most difficult, most dilemma to all the Taiwanese people is because everyone has a different explanation or different point of view about the status of Taiwan. Someone say Taiwan is already an independent country. Someone say no. If you've been an independent country, what is your government? What is the name of the country? Last year we had two international sports game in Taiwan, Kaohsiung and Taipei.